Hello everyone, and welcome back to Hidden Korea. Thank you for tuning in. Cause today's story is one that has shaken fans across the globe. After 2 long years of complete silence, Hyun and son Ye-jin have finally spoken out. And the truth they reveal has left millions absolutely stunned. What happened during those 2 silent years? Why did the couple choose now to break their silence? The real story that has turned the internet upside down. Stay with us, because we're about to uncover every detail behind this extraordinary revelation. Let's dive in, right now. For 2 long years, the world had been left in the dark. No interviews. No joint appearances. Not a single statement addressing the growing ocean of speculation. Hyun and son Ye-jin, once the most publicly adored couple in Korea, had vanished behind an impenetrable curtain of silence. And in that silence, rumors multiplied like shadows stretching across an empty hallway, quiet, eerie, impossible to ignore. It didn't begin with a scandal. It began with a sudden absence. They had always maintained a careful balance between public life and privacy. But after a certain winter evening 2 years ago, balance snapped. Without warning, the couple stopped appearing together altogether. Paparazzi who usually caught glimpses of them leaving restaurants or entering studios suddenly had nothing. Their social media accounts became strangely minimal. Every photograph, every caption felt deliberately neutral. The warmth that fans once felt through the screen seemed to cool, replaced by a careful distance that no one could explain. The entertainment world noticed first. Producers whispered. Agencies speculated. Reporters swore something had happened. But every attempt to uncover the truth hit a dead end. Managers refused interviews. Close acquaintances offered polite but meaningless responses. Even staff members who had worked with them for years suddenly seemed terrified to speak. The silence became its own kind of statement, dangerous, suffocating, and deeply suspicious. Then came the first sign that something truly was wrong. A leaked schedule from a major advertisement agency revealed that Hyun had turned down a project he had verbally agreed to months earlier, a project that was supposed to feature both him and son Ye-jin. 2 days later, a tabloid published a grainy photo of son Ye-jin meeting privately with her longtime lawyer, late at night. Her expression unusually tense. The internet erupted. Speculation spread like wildfire. Were they separating? Was there a major conflict? Had something happened to their family? Minutes, the story became global. Hashtags trended across Korea, Japan, China, Singapore, and even the US. Fans begged for answers. Anti-fans fueled the chaos. Every silence, every unanswered question became a new spark added to the fire. But even then, the couple remained absolutely wordless. And so the mystery grew darker. An insider eventually broke under pressure. Whispering to media contact that a major personal matter had changed everything behind the scenes. No explanation followed. Only that cryptic phrase. Articles exploded with it, each adding more drama, more speculation, more noise. No statement from the couple. The silence became unbearable. It lasted through seasons, through award ceremonies, major industry events. For 2 entire years, the public was forced to stitch together half-truths and rumors, creating a web of misunderstandings that only grew more tangled with time. Then, at the end of those 2 heavy years, when the world had nearly given up hope of ever hearing from them again, a sudden alert appeared on every major platform. And son Ye-jin will make a joint announcement at 8 p.m. No explanation. No teaser. To time, and the promise that the silence was finally ending. Around the world, millions waited. Every screen glowed. Every heartbeat quickened. The hour approached. Anticipation tightened like a wire ready to snap. What would they say? What truth had been hidden for so long? By now, the world was about to find out. At exactly 8 p.m., the live stream opened. There was no dramatic music. No staged backdrop, just a quiet room washed in soft, warm light. 2 chairs sat side by side. And then, for the first time in what felt like an eternity, and son Ye-jin stepped into frame together. The audience collectively held its breath. They looked different, older, quieter, but somehow stronger. Their expressions carried a mix of exhaustion and determination. It was clear these 2 years had changed them. Hyun spoke first. For a long time, he began. There were things happening in our lives that we weren't ready to share. Not because we wanted to keep secrets, but because we weren't strong enough to talk about them. His voice trembled slightly. It was barely noticeable, but viewers felt it instantly. Ye-jin placed her hand gently on his, her touch grounding him. She leaned toward the camera, eyes filled with honesty and something deeper. "We know the silence caused fear," she said softly. "But we needed it. We needed time to face what was happening, not as actors, not as public figures, but as human beings." The room fell into deeper silence. Then came the moment the world had been waiting for. Hyun exhaled slowly, gathering the courage to continue. "2 years ago," he said, "something changed our lives forever. Something we never expected, never planned for. I prepared to face." The tension skyrocketed. Millions watched, barely blinking. "We faced a personal crisis," he continued. "Something that tested our relationship, our strength, and our belief in ourselves. And we weren't ready to talk about it, not until now." Ye-jin nodded, her voice steady but full of emotion. "We lost something important during that time," she said. "Something that made us question everything, our work, our marriage, even our future. It broke us for a while." Healing wasn't easy. The chat exploded with shock. People cried. People panicked. People begged them to explain more. But then, in a shift that no one expected, she continued. "But through that pain, we found a stronger version of ourselves. We rebuilt what we nearly lost. We confronted fears we'd been running from. Now, we're finally ready to step forward again." Ben raised his head, eyes bright. "That is why we're here. Not to reveal tragedy, but to share that we overcame it. Together." Ye-jin added, "And because we want you to know the truth, not rumors, not headlines. Just us." Then, for the first time in 2 years, they smiled. A real smile. One filled with relief, brilliance, and quiet triumph. And Hyun delivered the final revelation. "Truth is simple. We faced the hardest chapter of our lives. And we survived it because we held on to each other." The live stream ended not with dramatic music, but with a soft fade out, leaving the world in stunned silence. No one had expected this. No one had imagined what the 2 years contained. The truth, raw, painful, human, was more powerful than any rumor ever created. And just like that, the world saw them not as stars, not as icons, but as two people who fought through darkness and found their way back into the light. Together. In the end, what Hyun and Ye-jin revealed was not a scandal, nor a shocking confession crafted for headlines. It was something far more human. Their words carried the weight of everything they had endured, the silence, the fear, the hidden battles, the fragile hope that kept them moving forward. And as they finally opened their hearts to the world, reminded us all that even the most admired figures can face storms that no one else sees. Their message was not about reliving the past, claiming their future. Not about tragedy, but resilience. Not about what was lost, but what they managed to hold on to, each other. 2 years silence, once heavy and unsettling, transformed into a testament of strength. A reminder that healing takes time, and sometimes, the bravest thing one can do, is simply to speak the truth. Thank you for staying with us through this emotional journey. Here at Hidden Korea, we remain committed to unveiling the stories that matter, the ones that resonate, that move us, that reveal the heart behind the headlines. Support is our greatest motivation. Stay curious, stay compassionate, and as always, thank you for watching.